Jasmine Pineda of 90 Day Fiancé discloses her allegations that Matt Branis isn't developing a bond with their child. 90 Day The Last Resort's Jasmine Pineda has responded to reports that Matt Branis is emotionally aloof from their daughter, Matilda. She first came to the U.S. in order to wed Gino Palazzolo. However, a lack of intimacy caused problems in their marriage. Jasmine suggested an open marriage when the couple appeared in Season 2 of 90 Day The Last Resort. Gino reluctantly consented to Jasmine's request to start a romantic relationship with Matt. Unexpectedly, Jasmine became pregnant with Matt, and in March 2025, the couple welcomed their daughter. Matt, according to Jasmine, is merely her best friend. They are not romantically involved. But Matt is often mentioned in her posts on social media. Fans have pointed out that Matt seems emotionally aloof from their 2-month-old baby in some of Jasmine's most recent photos. "How come we never see Matt holding the baby and sitting far away?" was the straight question posed to Jasmine by a TikToker. Jasmine responded by sharing a video that demonstrates Matt's genuine involvement in their daughter's care and lack of detachment. Several images of Matt cradling newborn Matilda were featured in the film montage. The romance between Jasmine and Matt started out in a unique way. When Jasmine began having physical relations with Matt, she was still married to Gino. As a result, many fans had doubts about how long their love would last. There were even rumors that Matt was simply seeing Jasmine to get attention. Jasmine is adamant about defending Matt's character in spite of his unfavorable reputation among fans. By disclosing that her baby daddy is carrying out his paternal duties, she hopes to preserve his reputation. She is responding to criticism by posting photos of Matt and their child. As a cast member of a reality TV show since 2021, Jasmine is aware of the speed with which negative narratives may spread on social media. She is therefore taking proactive measures to defend her baby's father in order to stop any rumors from spreading. Additionally, Jasmine wants her followers to know that she and Matt are still co-parenting and that their bond is still strong. In spite of their lack of romantic involvement, Jasmine wants to demonstrate to 90 Day Fiancé viewers that Matt is actively involved as a father by sharing photos of him with Matilda. Jasmine has encountered numerous misconceptions over the past 6 months, one of which being the unfounded notion that Matt is a sugar baby. She wants to shield Matt from any possible backlash since she is sick of these unfavorable presumptions. The birth of her daughter has left Jasmine emotionally exposed. She wants to protect Matt's reputation as a father from unfounded rumors. The former cast member of 90 Day The Last Resort hopes that viewers will see that she made the decision to have a family with a mature and responsible man rather than one that is immature. But Gino was anxiously browsing through his phone while perched on the edge of the motel bed. He looked at the clock, his hands shaking a little. He still hadn't thought out how to tell Jasmine the truth, and she would be here in a few minutes. He had mentally practiced the words numerous times. "Jasmine, I have something to tell you." However, he was always thwarted by the fear of losing her. In order to finally see Gino again in Colombia, Jasmine had traveled all the way from Panama. This was to be a new chapter, a new beginning for them. But Gino was not without his burden. There's a very real, very hazardous secret, not simply emotional baggage. Jasmine exploded into the room, beaming and full of life. "Gino!" She shouted and jumped into his arms, saying, "I missed you, baby." Wondering whether this was the last time he would ever feel her love, he forced a grin and embraced her. They enjoyed street cuisine and sightseeing throughout the day. He was quieter than usual, Jasmine noted. "Gino, what's wrong?" They were strolling down a small cobblestone lane when she said, "You're acting strange." He blurted out, "I'm fine," without making eye contact. But his mind was racing. They went back to the hotel that evening after dinner. Gino sat motionless on the couch while Jasmine started unpacking her suitcase. He was no longer able to ignore it. Slowly, he said, "Jasmine, I need to share something with you." Sensing the gravity in his voice, she turned. "What is it?" After getting up, Gino went to the desk drawer and took out a folded piece of paper. "I wasn't quite truthful with you. Someone from my past contacted me prior to coming here. Marissa is her name. She was my former fiancé." Jasmine's gaze expanded. "What? You informed me that it had been years since you had spoken to her. Until a month ago, I hadn't. I need to see you, she said. I gave her an engagement ring a long time ago, and she wanted to return it. Jasmine's voice rose as she crossed her arms. And you got to know her? Yes, he acknowledged. I got to know her. Additionally, she gave me this. He gave the paper to her. Jasmine pulled it open. She read with trembling hands. It was a certificate of birth. Gino Palazzolo is the name of the father. The name of the child is Elena Marissa Palazzolo. Birth date, May 14th, 2019. Jasmine let the paper fall. She had a pallid face. She said, You have a daughter? Jasmine, I had no idea.
She didn't tell me.
Not till today. She claimed that although she didn't want to destroy my life, she wanted Elena to know who I was now that she was older. Jasmine took a step back. Her eyes welled with tears. You've been keeping this from me, then? Gino, this is a kid. An entire child. I was afraid, he said. I didn't want you gone. Jasmine, you are loved. There was a long silence in the room. At last, Jasmine took a seat and gazed at the ground. I require time, she said. Gino gave a heartbreaking nod. I get it. Gino realized that everything had changed as Jasmine made her way to the balcony. The secret was no longer a secret, whether they survived the storm or not. Jasmine now had to determine whether she still saw a future with the man who had completely upended her world. But Gino and Jasmine came to the last resort with the intention of reviving their flaming romance. The therapists were optimistic, the sun was bright, and the water was shimmering. However, the quiet was brief. On the first day, Jasmine discovered an enigmatic spa day receipt in Gino's suitcase. She waved the receipt like a warning sign and yelled, Who is Sabrina? She's my cousin, or perhaps my co-worker's sister? Gino stumbled. I'm not sure. That evening's group therapy session devolved into a brawl, with Jasmine threatening to set Gino's caps on fire. Things took an odd turn on the third day. Gino attempted to plan a romantic meal on the beach in an attempt to win her back. With a look that could melt coconuts and a sparkling outfit, Jasmine arrived late. Gino, why is the wine warm? This is a metaphor for our mediocre and unsatisfying love. Jasmine dropped a bomb just when it appeared that they were about to make progress. I might have sent my ex an SMS. However, it was only for closure. Gino's face flushed. This is unbelievable. I sacrificed my winter in Michigan for this mayhem. The pair stood on the beach on the last day, following a furious salsa dancing competition which, of course, Jasmine won, tears and laughing. Are you interested in staying together? The counselor inquired. Jasmine gave Gino a look. Only after you discard that unsightly blue hat. Gino let out a sigh and threw it into the sea. Dramatic music begins, followed by a gradual fade out. Because even love requires a helmet when it involves Gino and Jasmine. However, the couples from 90 Day Fiancé, the last resort, were staying at a Florida resort on a sultry evening. Because of the strenuous treatment sessions earlier in the week, there was already a noticeable tension among the visitors. Gino was drinking a glass of red wine on the terrace, deep in contemplation, when Jasmine had just bounded off during a group workout. Matt walked toward him, his expression abnormally solemn. He hesitantly murmured, Hey, Gino, and sat down next to him. Do you have a moment? Gino raised an eyebrow under his trademark hat and looked up. Yes, what's going on, dude? Matt paused. Well, this may sound strange. Very strange. However, I need to discuss something with you. Gino stirred uneasily. Oh, all right. Matt leaned in a little and cleared his throat. It concerns Jasmine. Gino tensed instantly. How is Jasmine doing? Matt held up his hands in protection. It's okay, dude. It's just, look, I know she's passionate and gorgeous, and everyone can see it. However, there is a lot of flirting going on here, and we have all been drinking. I'm not claiming that anything occurred. In the unlikely event that something did, however, I would want to ensure everyone's safety. Gino blinked. Matt, what on earth are you talking about? Matt let out a sigh. All right. I'll just state it. You should absolutely use a condom if you and Jasmine are doing anything with other individuals or ever plan to do so. Just for everyone's respect. A lengthy, startled hush fell. Gino gazed at him, gaping. Do you really believe that I would let someone else to touch Jasmine? Are you crazy? He eventually blew up. Matt refused to back down. Gino, I'm just saying. On these retreats, strange things happen. You name it. Open partnerships, swingers, etc. All I'm trying to do is be honest with you. Protection is essential if something goes down. Gino rose to his feet, his face flushed with surprise and rage. You're completely insane. If Jasmine even heard this exchange, she would kill you and me. If I even say hello to a waitress, she gets envious. And now you want me to distribute condoms as party favors? In an attempt to ease the tension, Matt grinned. So, if you decide to alter your mind, in my room, there is a box. Ribbed. For the enjoyment of all. Without saying anything further, Gino hurried away, while cursing to himself. Jasmine approached him about the strange vibe later that evening. After giving it some thought, he decided to attribute the awkwardness on a terrible crab cake instead of telling her the truth. Matt, meanwhile, continued to believe he had made the correct decision while enjoying a mojito at the bar. He shook his head and murmured to himself, I just care about people's health. Even if they're not grateful. Greetings, dear viewers, greetings from my channel. I'm Amelia. I hope you're having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video.